Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. As parents, I'm sure many of you have experienced this. You try your best to care for your children and cater to their needs, yet they still throw tantrums, defy your requests, and get inexplicably angry. Have you encountered situations like this? In fact, these seemingly bizarre parent-child conflicts and estrangement stem largely from underlying issues within the parents themselves. These problems are usually related to the parent's childhood experiences but are difficult to notice. The book I want to discuss today, Parenting from the Inside Out, revolves around this theme. It reveals how parents' childhood experiences affect their parenting methods, and how to improve these issues through self-reflection to build healthier relationships with children. The author, Daniel Siegel, has a medical doctorate from Harvard and is a renowned American psychologist. His expertise lies in studying the connections between interpersonal relationships and brain neural pathways, pioneering the field of interpersonal neurobiology. Through this book, we discover an astonishing fact. Parents' childhood experiences directly shape their brain development and thinking patterns, which in turn determine how they raise their children. For example, a couple frequently argued whether their child should eat ice cream. The mother insisted the child could not have it because she deemed ice cream unhealthy. But the father believed having it occasionally was fine. They quarreled endlessly over this, and the mother would often erupt in anger over this issue for no apparent reason. But upon reflection, the couple realized the root of this problem actually lay in the mother's childhood. Due to family poverty, she rarely had the chance to eat ice cream as a child. Getting to eat it would lead to a scolding from her mother. Therefore, she reacted intensely to her own child eating ice cream, traumas from her past acting up. This relates to an important psychological concept called implicit memory. Our painful memories or traumas from the past are often deeply buried in the subconscious mind. We are unaware of them, but they can suddenly surface and affect our emotions and behaviors in similar situations, which then impacts our relationships with our children. In other words, parents' inner issues manifest onto their children through this invisible mechanism. This is the principle of parenting from the inside out. If parents' childhood traumas remain unresolved, these effects can easily become a vicious cycle, passing down generations and repeating history. So how exactly do parents' childhood experiences influence their children? This relates to the concept of attachment relationships. It refers to the emotional bond formed between a child and their parents. The pattern of this relationship depends directly on how the parents interact with the child. For instance, if the parents actively respond to the child's needs, making them feel understood and loved, a secure attachment will form between them. This is the healthiest attachment, providing a robust foundation for the child's growth. However, if parents had issues in their own childhoods, like polarized parenting or lack of emotional connection within the family, they cannot provide adequate security for the child. The child will then develop insecure attachment, which has three main types. First, avoidant attachment, where the child avoids intimacy with parents as much as possible, and finds it hard to truly connect with others. Their entire personality becomes aloof and isolated. Second, anxious attachment, where the child feels conflicted between craving intimacy yet full of insecurities, lacking basic trust in relationships. Third, disorganized attachment, where the child's own emotions are highly unstable. They cannot handle others' intense emotions either, having difficulty regulating themselves. This impedes their learning and social development. Therefore, the varying attachment types essentially reflect the light and shadows of parents' childhoods. This underscores just how significantly parents' personal histories impact their children. But the book Parenting from the Inside Out points us in the right direction. Parents should reflect on their developmental experiences and achieve self-acceptance, rather than letting past traumas dictate the present. Specifically, we can realize this through thoroughly recalling and contemplating details of our childhoods. For instance, consider how your relationship with parents has evolved, whether parents rejected or frightened you before, and whether important figures passed away during that time. This helps awaken deep-seated memories within. Admittedly, this process of reflection may induce feelings of shame or pain. But only by confronting our traumas and accepting ourselves can we truly attain growth. We can also identify our habitual problem patterns by recording emotions and behaviors, thereby enabling change. Whereas parental self-reflection is key, storytelling also greatly benefits children. Reconstructing events helps children understand their own emotions. It also coordinates development across different brain regions. By comprehending how parents' own problems affect parent-child relationships, we can find solutions and build healthy, harmonious bonds with children. Parenting from the inside out provides an entirely new perspective that all parents would do well to appreciate deeply. If you have also encountered confusion in relating to your children, or wish to reflect more on your own developmental experiences, I highly recommend reading this book. It will furnish profound insights to help you become a better parent. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.